Peace, love, and light tribe. What's going on? It's your girl, Crystal Dior, the Raw Spiritual Guru. Make sure you like, share, and follow for more, y'all. Join the tribe and subscribe. I did it again. I left my microphone down. Okay, but I'm coming through with another story time for y'all today. I'm at the park, so I'm in my van right now, posted up. So I got what is on the menu today. We have some Ethiopian food. So I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see it like that, but we got the injera bread, and we got some chickpeas, mushrooms, cabbage, and green beans. So they usually have whatever they got. It's never like the same type of menu. One thing they always do have though is they always do have the chickpeas. They got lentils as well. So lentils and chickpeas, but the vegetables sometimes change up. And then I also got a side of rice, not from them because they wanted like $6. I went to the other vegan spot and got like a side of brown rice. So make sure you get your drink, your food, and stick around for story time. You know what I'm saying? So I am a little hot, y'all. I am not going to lie. It's a little hot. It was cold today, hence me with the long sleeves, right? And I was going to wear a sweater outfit too. And I was like, man, maybe I won't wear the sweater outfit. But this is a lighter outfit. It's long sleeve, but it's lighter. And the month of October, I'm covering my head, so you might see hair wraps more than my hair being done. But anyway, so have you ever had Ethiopian food? Right? So this injera bread, that's the one thing I hate is that they put it on top of the food. Like I don't want my bread a little soggy, you know. But anyway, you usually clean your hands, of course, and then you'll eat with your hands. And they're usually this is like a platter, right? So you'll put a little bit of everything. You scoop up the injera bread, whatever with whatever you want on it, and then you eat. So cheers. I'm about to go on a water fast, y'all. So I wanted some good food, but still real food. You know what I'm saying? But all right, let's talk about story time. So why is it important to date intentionally? Why is it important to date intentionally, right? Why is it important for you to meet someone? You might be interested in them, but you actually show them, try to really get to know the person and really like get to know them. Like, see if if you're gonna like them or not. Don't just be amazed by a person's looks, right? Because looks could be deceiving. Boom. I'm at the produce store, like I do a lot. I'm at the produce store, and with me being at the produce store, it was this guy. He kind of came out of nowhere. He was lurking. So he asked me about the produce, mushrooms. Oh, what do you do with these? Wah, 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 wah. So I'm telling him how he could cook them and all that stuff. So then he just straight up was like, "Are you single?" Oh, that was different. It was real straightforward. So then he was like, at first he said, "Are you married?" I said, "No." He said, "Are you single?" So I said, "Yeah." So he was like, oh, "Okay, well, I would love to like get to know you more. Could we go on like a lunch date right now?" So I said, "Lunch date? Sure, sure, we could go on a lunch date. I had things I had to do like running errands wise, but I didn't have anything really tied. I could have flowed with the day. And the title of this is going to be the 7-Day Bandit. Okay. So I could have flowed with the day. So I said, sure. You want to go to lunch? We could do lunch, right? So we did lunch. Now this man was a character, y'all. While we're at lunch, this guy was literally performing. He telling me all about his life, you know. Then he started getting up, start doing some little chuck and dive dance. Then he started singing. Then he was telling his stories really loud, and I'm just like, be mindful of everyone else that's here, you know. And he just had like a lot of heaviness on him too. Big bite. So, okay. I'm just flowing, y'all. I'm just trying to get to know old head, right? So, he basically was like, you know, oh, I'm gonna support your business. I know you said you got an event coming up. I'm gonna come to the event, you know, and show love, support. So I'm like, all right. So that was day one. So day two, old head just kept blowing me up. Now, old head, you know I'm at work. What are you calling me about? You could text me, that's fine. But what you calling me about? Now, this man was a business owner as well. He owned his own business. But because he owned his own business, he was able to have like his flexibility and his time whenever he wanted to talk. And I'm like, I'll talk to you after I get off of work, right? So I got off of work. The next day I had my event. So he pulled up. He supported my neighbor. Then he bought something from me. I gave him a deal though, but he bought something from me. Then he like, oh, so what we about to do? Like, you want to go to Dave and Buster's and go watch the game? Now, mind you, I'm not a game type of person, right? I don't really watch sports like that. Like, if I'm in Philly, so if Eagles go to the, the Super Bowl, I might watch a little bit of the game, check out the halftime show. But I'm not really like a big sports person. Like, I did go to all of the Philadelphia games, so hockey, baseball, basketball, and football. That was like something I wanted to do on my bucket list, but I'm really not like a big sports person. But anyway, he like, all right, let's go to Dave and Buster's to watch a game. Now, mind you, he was trying to get into like this betting stuff. So I'm just like, oh, okay, I guess we going to Dave and Buster's to go watch the game. Now, y'all know, obviously, I'm vegan, right? I'm like, Dave and Buster's don't really got anything I can eat except for fries. And even with fries these days, you gotta be like, I don't know. But cool. So we go to Dave and Buster's. We watching the game. You know, he's a talker. He's just telling me all this stuff. Telling me how he handled women, how he have handled women. You know, his views on women. Now he was another divorce seeker. I don't know why these damn divorced men love me, y'all. I'm just like, yo, somebody around my age that's single, no children. Where you at? Vegan, vegetarian. Where you at? Where are you at? Okay. Another divorcee, but he wasn't in like a long marriage. But the marriage, unfortunately, the divorce basically was a hurt piece because of how divorce could be really brutal, especially sometimes for men. I get that. So he had his views on that, and whoever he dated afterwards, the longer relationship he had, and how that happened too. So this guy had like a lot of baggage, not mind you. This was day 3 of knowing him. And he telling me all this stuff, y'all. So I'm like, all right. So then I told him, like, you know, my alternator was going on my car, right? So he like, oh, I could look at that for you. So I let the man be a man. I was like, all right, well, cool. That's cool. So, mind you, I worked the event. It was an early event. I had to be there like around 7. It was over like around 1 or 2. Then we go up to Dave and Buster's. We're there for the game. Then he just trying to talk after that. And it was just like an all day thing. Mind you, I don't mind hanging out with people, but I also need my time, my space, my energy by myself too. Do y'all feel me? So he's like, oh, let me go take a look at your car. Day 3. I really didn't want this man knowing where I live. None of that. Where I live, around the area, or anything, because I'm still in a getting to know you type of phase. Y'all, I let this man come look at my car. Now, mind you, I knew it was the alternator. It was a code that came up that said alternator. I asked my neighbor who worked on cars and has a tow truck company. He said alternator. Here comes this guy. Oh, well, it might be the alter. Well, it might not be the alternator. It could be the bed. It could be a couple different things. Let me come test it for you. All right. So now he know where I live at, around where I live at. First, now he know where I live at though. So okay. So he playing under my hood, doing all this stuff, and I'm just like this. So y'all, he's like, well, the best way to test is to take off the neutral thing off of the best way to test is to take off the neutral off your battery, and that'll let you know if the car shut down. So that's what he did, and it shut down. But now, the car not even coming on. Now, mind you, y'all, prior to him playing under my hood, I just had the light on, so it still has use to get to the shop that I usually go to. So now it's off. So now I gotta get a tow. Now I do have AAA, and then I got this juice. It's a pineapple juice, like a cold press. I'm gonna take a sip. So now I gotta call AAA. So he like, oh well, I'll come back tomorrow and we could just get a tow for you and take it to my people's. I said, well, I could just take it to where I go around the corner or whatever. He's like, yeah, but you know, you should keep the dollar in the community or whatever. You know, you shouldn't just go to anybody. Wah, 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 wah. So I said, all right, whatever. So I'm gonna listen to this guy, y'all. I'll say this was the part that he did that was like, oh, kudos, kudos, brother, kudos. But I still think he caused the whole incident, though, right? So he like, all right, well, you can follow me. Well, he said, I'm gonna follow you in case you break down or whatever. He came back the next day. Was this day 3 or day 4? I think this was day 4. So he came back the next day, and the car really wasn't coming on, y'all. It came on, but it wasn't moving. Like I was about to get to the boulevard, and it literally just stopped. So I'm like panicking because I'm like, what the f, what the f? So he like, all right, well put it in neutral and I'm gonna push it back. Now he an older guy, so he like put it in neutral and I'm gonna push it back. So I was like, oh okay. So we ended up putting it back where it was at, and he called the tow, but see he was being impatient. He was like, all right, well we could go back to my crib and work on some of my business things that I had to work on. And I'm like, okay. Like, mind you, because I told him, he told me he had delivery. So I said, all right, well, if the car going to get done today, then I'll just flow with you today. You know what I'm saying? This day for y'all. Why am I at your house? But okay. So, sorry, y'all. I'm at this brother's house. And, you know, day 4, no, mind you, okay. So, he called the tow. Instead of waiting like the hour for the tow, he took me back to his house to work on his business. So I didn't know I was about to start working on his business with him. So he had me being like an assistant. So I'm like an assistant right now, helping him out, and I'm like, we missed the tow. So we missed the tow. So we get back to where my car was at, and we waited another hour for another tow. We was like, oh well, you know, they was like, we don't really wait that long. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So we waited another hour for another tow. So he being impatient, he like, just hit up your tow truck, hit up your tow neighbor, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I mean, bro, I could have been there all that. You over here, I'm trying to allow you to flex or whatever. So finally, the other tow came. They took my van, right? So I'm like, all right, whatever. So he like, all right, come on, I'm hungry. Let's go get something to eat. So this is the third date, really, within 4 days, right? So he takes me to a buffet, and I'm like, I'm vegan, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know if there's anything I can eat in there. And he's like, oh, they got like a hibachi or whatever, so you could just get some stuff to, a hibachi. So I was like, all right, whatever. So mind you, all these places he just chose for us to go to. And he's pescatarian, so he was eating fish, but not meat. So I'm like, all right. So we over here, he's still going on about the woman and all this other stuff, blah blah blah. So then he take me back to his house again after. Now I made sure I gave him a disclaimer. I said I have to do something by. I really did have something to do by 5, but I said I had to be home by 4. You know what I'm saying? Because this was another all day thing. So he dropped me off, and I gave him a hug, and I said I owe you, I thank you. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, the conversation we had to his house though. He was like, oh, the mechanic said that your car gonna cost this amount of money. I'm gonna give you half. So I said, mm-mm. I said, no. You don't have to give me half. I don't know you. Like, I'm like, I only knew you for 4 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel comfortable taking money from you like that. Because I feel like money make you attached to things and people, right? Um, I ain't want him to be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I ain't want that energy, yo. No thanks, cause like mind you, I'm trying to still get to know this guy, cause he's acting a bit erratic to me, and that could just be who he is, you know. But I don't want you to take. I don't want to take nothing, right? I'm grateful though. So drop me off or whatever. I don't know what he was expecting out of me, but I gave him a hug and I went about my merry way. Girl, y'all, this man flipped the script. The next day, the energy just shift and change, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. The way the energy shift and change, it didn't make no sense. You would thought I really did something to this man. So, the first 4 days, he would always text me in the morning, say positive things. Hey, how you doing? I hope you have a good day. La 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 la. Fifth day, He texts me, hey, the money I promised you, I gotta put it on my daughter's schooling. That is her money. Okay? I'm sure you understand. Or whatever. Mind you, y'all, I ain't asked the man for no money. He offered it. But I kind of felt like he was going to do something funny like that anyway. And that's the reason why I didn't want to take nothing from him. So I was just like, okay, I understand. You know. Yo, I'm messing this platter up. My bad, yo. I'm hungry. So yeah. So I'm like, yeah, oh, okay, sure, I understand, you know. But I don't know if he wanted me to be like, I don't know what type of reaction he wanted from me. But I'm just like, all right, yeah, sure, I understand, whatever. You know, you ain't even have to offer it. You ain't even have to offer it to me anyway. You know, I mean, that was a nice gesture, but you keep saying like you the type of man that's like you don't say anything unless you mean it. But if that's the case, then this situation you ain't mean. You know what I'm saying? So, mind you, it's around the first of the month. Bills, rent, all that stuff due. My bad, y'all. I had a stew. Bills, rent, all that stuff due. I have um a lot going on, and I'm the type of person like I don't like to ask anybody for anything because you can't depend on people these days. And then a lot of times people feel like you might be trying to use them or whatever the case may be, and that's not even in my character. Like I always tell people, if I ever ask you for help, that's because I truly need it. I don't need to use you. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a go getting type of woman myself. So I don't have any children. So I have the flexibility to make money, pay my bills, and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? So if I do need help just because of circumstances, and I ask you for help, that's because I need it. I did ask one person for help, but they straight said no in so many words. And that's cool too. I'm just like, look, you know, I can't be mad for anybody that don't want to help me out. You know, I personally will help a person out, but that's me, and that just shows the type of person that I am and my character. If I'm able to, especially if they needed it, like it's a difference between a need and a want, right? So anyway, so as far as this guy, 5 day guy, oh, fifth day. So bro, literally just changed up. So I'm not really hearing from her or whatever. Now mind you, the mechanic I go to is around my area. I could take my scooter and go back to my house and go back to the mechanic to pick up my car. I don't have to take anything else, right? So this mechanic he told me to go to is down deep in North Philly. Now he is an older brother, okay, and he fixed the car and it wasn't ready in the day or the next day. I got my car back on day 3 of dropping it off. If I would have went to my personal mechanic, not personal, but the mechanics that I usually go to, I would have got the car the same day if I would have dropped it off as early as I did. Okay, so now day 6. Was this day 6 or day 7? I think it was like this gonna be day 7 because this is when this all wrapped up. So day 7, cause mind you, I dropped the car off. Then the next day he told me he couldn't help me, whatever. I talked to him a little bit, and then the next day I reached out to the guy. He said my car was ready. So he was like, "Oh, did you hit the mechanic up?" I said, "Yeah." He said the car ready. I'm like, "What you got going on today? I'm gonna get off early from work. Do you think like I could get a ride from you since you know these are your peoples?" He like, "Oh no, I got something I gotta do." Cool, 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 cool. So I'm just figuring it all out now because, you know, the car concern, that's my problem. I'm not gonna put that on nobody, you know. Anytime you own things, if you need to get something situated, that's your problem. Make sure you have the funds for that. And it's not that I didn't have the funds, it's just that a lot of things came out at once. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can have money, but sometimes it could just be like a lapse in a day or two with, you know, with it being replenished, or not being able to have to maneuver different ways to get it if you absolutely needed to. So that's where I was at more so. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So bro straight just left me high and dry. He just left me stranded. Cause you wanna know how I know this? I was like, oh, okay. So then he gonna text back an hour later and say, you wanna go to Dave? The game is on today. You wanna go to Dave and Buster's? So I said, I'm not free. Then I said, bet well. So I think he thought I said, be well. So he's like, okay, well, on to the next. I will go. Okay, 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 okay. I say all this to say that was a lot in 7 days, y'all. And honestly, I kind of just flow with it because, like, I literally was trying to reconcile with someone and it didn't work out like I thought it was going to work out. And I didn't really have no expectations. Whatever was going to happen was going to happen. But it didn't work out. But then this other guy came and I thought, sometimes divine intervention, right? So I thought that, maybe I was supposed to meet him. And it was just like more so like it was very fast paced. And I am currently going through a healing journey right now, y'all. So at the end of the day, I really don't need any of these distractions because the people that I've been trying to reconnect with or talk to, like these people were people that had like a lot of pain from love in their past that they still are harboring on, and what also they also have like children, and their children have a lot of things going on too. So I'm just like, no, I do have other people that I'm not gonna tell my business all like that, but I do have other people that is interested in me, that may not have been married or whatever. And honestly, when you're single, you kind of just navigate things, see who might be the perfect one for you. And honestly, I like to give people a chance to get to know them. Let me see if we're gonna vibe together or not. But that man was just too fast, and he changed up too quick. And that's what tends to happen when someone is trying to offer you the world right away, but they're not really getting to know you. Like he told me all about his life, and then he's gonna say, "Oh well, I don't really know nothing about you." Well, what do you want to know? Because you just told me everything. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just like, I mean, that's what's up. I know a lot, but like it's called gradually letting me get to know you. You know, um, and I really want to be with someone within my age group or whatever. Um, I don't want to date anybody that's super old because let me tell y'all something. Just because this person might be older than you, and I date men like sometimes that could be like 8+ years older than me. Like I've dated someone that was like 16 years older than me before, 8 years or whatever. And just because they're older than you, that don't necessarily mean that they're gonna quote unquote take care of you. Don't necessarily mean that they really got their ish together. They trying to navigate life just like you. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's just like date someone who you feel like might be a really good candidate for you. If you don't have a lot of baggage, don't be somebody helper that has a lot of baggage. I don't care if you feel like that person might be your soulmate, because your life, your energy is very important. Your energy is currency, right? We have all these people. It could literally be the space that you're in. If you change your location, you might meet the love of your life. And that's why I'm like, look, I gotta make a change for 2026. I feel like I need to go and just explore. I had went to a metaphysical event, and she had a message for me, basically saying, "Jump out into this wild world, girl. I'm about to listen to you, and I'm about to be taking my baby girl, my van, and traveling and enjoying life. And whoever I meet is whoever I meet, okay? Because I am ready." Anyway, y'all, peace, love, and light. Thank you for staying with me during this story time. What y'all think? What y'all think about people that move too fast and connections and then switch up real fast? I don't know. I think there's some type of bipolarism, but who knows? Anyway, y'all, take care.